Most people think that you're going to need a master's degree, a boot camp, or some Ivy League connections to just break into data science, let alone land a staff data science position at a FAANG company. But one Redditor did exactly that. No grad school, no fancy degree, no referrals. And inside this video, I'm going to break down exactly how he did it so you can borrow the playbook, skip the detours. So stick around because we're going to be answering various big questions like, can you actually get into FAANG with just SQL, Excel, and GitHub projects? What did he study and in what order? And what was his total compensation look like once you get there? My name is Jeff, and I've worked in healthcare analytics for over 15 years. I started out as temp employee, worked my way up to a business analyst consultant. I've helped on the hiring side, so I also know what gets people hired and filtered out. The job market is also tough right now, but I am on a mission to help 10,000 people break into data analytics by sharing weekly and actionable insights to get you hired. So if you're serious about landing your first data job or your next data job, hit that subscribe button now because I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So let's dive into the details. And also just a quick caveat, this is a story from somebody on the internet. I don't have a way to verify the information, but at worst, it's going to be an inspirational story. And I know different people, not this exact story, that have done something similar. Maybe not FAANG, but landed a top tech role with a great paying job, no bootcamp, no Ivy League connections, state school, self-study. So even though I can't verify this information, it's still an inspirational story and it mirrors some people that I do know in real life. His username is Fake Suit, and here is the story of how he broke into data analytics without going to grad school. Quote, I joined the engineering club in high school, then majored in chemical engineering. After graduating, I worked in oil and gas as a process engineer, but the industry tanked and then I got laid off. So from here, he pivoted into a tech consulting role, mostly managing implementations, and then that's where things started to shift. Quote, I started finding opportunities to use SQL, pivot charts into my role, and over time began to develop an analytics toolkit. He didn't switch companies right away. Instead, what happened next was he moved internally, built relationships at his existing position, and he told people that he wanted to pivot, which mirrors a lot of the things that I talk about and also how I was able to start from a temp and then pivot into data analytics eventually. Quote, I got close to the analytics manager. I let him know what I really wanted to pivot into data analytics, and I moved on to the team. So after about 3 years, he landed an associate data scientist role internally, and this is where he really started to take off. He built machine learning systems that automated pricing decisions, impacting 400 million in revenue. That's what he's talking about when he means impact. This system was A/B tested and officially deployed in production before he left. And quoting him, after I took the job in marketing analytics at a different company, we were building a marketing mix model to help allocate a really large marketing budget. So from here, he eventually cold applied to become a staff analyst at a FAANG company, and then he got it. Stayed a year, then transferred internally to become a staff data scientist on a different team where he's now working on, again, marketing mix models. So from here, what we can learn from this is his career trajectory goes like this. Engineer, consultant, internal pivot to become an associate data scientist. Then he got promoted inside that company to become a data scientist, became a FAANG staff analyst, then got promoted to become a FAANG staff data scientist. So that's roughly his career trajectory in the path that he took. And here's the project specifically that he talks about. Quote, I built an AG boost classifier and a Bayesian regression model. The first one automated daily tasks in my department. The second one was an attribution model. So let's pause and then let's break this down. First, AG boost is a powerful machine learning algorithm that's used for classification problems, like predicting whether a customer is going to churn. Churn just means that are they going to come back or are they just going to leave the product or the subscription? This is known for being fast, accurate, and often wins Kaggle competitions as FYI. Also, Bayesian regression is a type of statistical modeling that incorporates uncertainty and prior beliefs. So instead of just giving you one answer, it gives you a distribution of possible outcomes. So he used it to build an attribution model, which is common in marketing to figure out which actions, which is going to be a lot in marketing, especially digital marketing, in ads and emails that contribute to the most to outcomes and purchases. In the marketing world, this would be known as your conversions or your conversion ratios. So yes, these are technical, but they're also highly tied to value and decision making. So another interesting part of this story is what skills did he choose to focus on? What did he choose to study? So here is what he chose to study in this order. So outside of work, what he did was he went through the following things in this sequence. The machine learning and deep learning course by Andrew Ng on Coursera, Python development courses online through various universities, and then conditional probability and Bayesian modeling, MOOC, which I'll explain. It's basically just the mass online courses through different platforms. These, and then quote, of these, the one that I enjoyed the most was the deep learning certification, and it has been tangentially useful, but was definitely the least important. Okay, clarifying again, MOOC is just massive open online course, basically a free or low cost class from a university that's made available online. He started with machine learning and deep learning courses, then filled in some of the math gaps later. The course that he mentioned enjoying the most was Bayesian model, was the Lazy Programmer's Bayesian A/B testing course. And then he also mentioned that he used ChatGPT to learn PyMC, which is a Python library for probabilistic programming. And the next thing that I found that was interesting was for advice for career changers. Here's what he recommended for those who are non-technical jobs like sales or help desk. Quote, learn SQL, spreadsheets, find opportunities at work to analyze company data, and then influence leadership. Learn Python predictive modeling, build a GitHub portfolio with projects that you actually enjoy, and show off those interesting insights. So this advice super aligns with what I've been teaching, talking about on the channel, and on my own personal experience. You don't need to wait for the job title to start building experience. You can start applying what you're learning now inside your current role. He didn't have a referral for the FAANG job. He just cold apply. Quote, I had a particular background that fit exactly what they were looking for, and I had impact projects I could speak with to confidence. This is exactly what I did to get to United Healthcare and United Health Group. Was I just cold applied as well. I also had a very particular skill set for what they were looking for. So I can attest to being able to cold apply into a huge Fortune 500 company and then be able to get the job. Next, I like the various sections that people talked about where he covers imposter syndrome and covering grad school. So one of the questions that he was asked was, does he ever feel imposter syndrome? Quote, I don't feel like my lack of a master's held me back, but if I had to do it over again, I might have just gone to grad school. It would have made the learning path easier and maybe faster. So he's not anti-grad school, but his point is clear, it's not required. Quote, once you're in the job, the quality of your work really matters. And then he got a question about AI taking over. Quote, I work a lot with AI in my current role, and at least now I see analytics as being one of the more resilient technical domains. There's always a ton of domain-specific nuance that require people to be in the loop. When you're breaking the data analytics, you need to get an AI background as well to stay relevant, because some of the things that AI is being able to do looks like it's going to be not replacing people who have data analytics experience, but you will get outpaced by the people who are using AI to build all of their different data analytics projects, data science projects. And the drum roll and the big reveal of his age and compensation. So at the time of this writing, he's 33 years old, and his total compensation as a staff data scientist at FAANG, a whopping $450,000 a year based in the Bay Area. So yes, this is a very high cost of living area, but still very high salary. This is what a strategic career pivot and 3 to 4 years of focused effort can turn into. So this is something that I keep on saying. You don't need to quit your job to start gaining experience. Use what you're learning today to build real results at work. Use that experience to get better roles. And if you want to start applying what you're learning in your current job to gain real world experience, I break that down step by step in this next video. So watch that next.